Hi, my name's Dave Izon. I am a GP and also medical director of a medical company called Australian Family Clinics. I've been in Australia for 12 years, and I originally came because I'd worked in Australia in the 90s, in Melbourne and in Perth, loved it and thought the lifestyle is so completely different. I ended up coming back in 2005 with my wife and four children under the age of 7, which, as I'm sure you can imagine, was completely nuts. But in the end, we've all settled and been here now for a good 11 years. My kids are now naturalised Australians. I have citizenship, as does my wife. And we love the lifestyle and would never consider going back to where we lived before. Transition when we first moved here was quite interesting. It was a real breath of fresh air. Living where we live in Melbourne, you tend to find that the beach isn't that far away. It's like a 5-minute drive. It's not the most perfect of beaches, but every weekend it still feels like I'm on holiday. Go down, grab a coffee and a meal, lunch out at the local cafe. And because of the cafe lifestyle in Melbourne, we have a tremendous time. It's like being on the French Riviera and dropping down for lunch and walking around the beach. It still takes my breath away, still love the whole feeling. And this is after over 10 years of being here. Wasn't, from a professional point of view, Australia runs a different form of medical system, more like the US than the UK, so it's item of service. What I love about that is that the harder you work, the more you earn, as opposed to the UK system where the goalposts are consistently being moved with their form of payments, which is based on quality of care, which actually, from my point of view, having been there when this was first brought into the UK, actually meant that GPs were focusing more on their computer systems than they were on their patients. The move was obviously successful for me. My kids have grown up in a safe environment with lots of space, sports facilities, and excellent schooling as well. My wife, she doesn't work, lucky her, but she has a great group of friends. Because Melbourne's the foodie capital of the world, there's more restaurants than you can possibly imagine. So there's nothing I love more than choosing a restaurant, going out. It's a bit experimental. You can try anything from Moroccan through to, crumbs. Anything you can possibly imagine. And even the curry houses nowadays are getting up to a standard which I would have thought was acceptable back in the UK. Would I recommend this to other GPs? Would I recommend it to other doctors? Without a shadow of a doubt. Having experienced both healthcare systems, I find that the Australian healthcare system is far more effective and far better remunerated than the UK. I'm able to refer to patients to any form of radiology, any form of investigations that I actually deem appropriate for them, and they're not ridiculously out of pocket, and I can organise these things within 24 hours. Um, so you get paid better, as far as I'm concerned. You also get that autonomy of treatment and management of your patients. And like everything, you manage them to the level of your experience and ability. Now, since I've come over here, I've been able to do numerous other postgraduate qualifications, such as I have a diploma in skin cancer surveillance and surgery, and we've set up this clinic so that I can operate and do the same sort of skin flaps and repairs on patients as plastic surgeons do across the world. So it's a phenomenal opportunity to become more experienced in other areas that you never would have ever considered you could be. You have that facility here. Over here, under DWS scheme, we are able to employ any vocationally registered doctors, whether they're from Ireland or the UK in general. That is, if it's still existing by the time you watch this video. So opportunities are there. If you've got your postgraduate experience, like the membership of the Royal College of General Practitioners in London, or other specialist colleges. And what's happening is that there's always a lack of DWS GPs to work. We have the facilities, as an example, in our clinic and business to be able to get fully vocationally registered and qualified GPs to work out in the country. We know there's a 10-year moratorium. There is no possibility in the near future that that's going to change. But you can still earn extremely well. As an example, if you're working out in a rural practice, so we're talking about rural Victoria or rural New South Wales, you can earn potentially $2,000 a day in your pocket, which over a 46-week year ends up around about $450,000 a year. Now, I know Australia's got a high cost of living, but if you look in a lot of situations, it's pound for dollar exchange equivalent. You're earning far, far more than you can do, and your quality of life is far, far, far better. If you're looking at urban practices under DWS, you're still looking at earnings of probably about $1,300 a day. So you're probably looking at $300,000 a year in your pocket before tax, which once again, if you're looking pound for dollar, is still extremely good. From my point of view, I would always recommend, if somebody wants a change in lifestyle, if somebody is adventurous enough to come out here and try it. I tried it. I gave it a year with my wife because she was the rate limiter for me. She had family in the UK, didn't want to move. But after 12 months and experiencing going back to the UK, there was no way she wanted to go back. Try it. It worked for me. It'll probably work for you. Good luck.